talks.
As you talk sports, we're talking boxing, proudly joined by Frank Warren. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. We've announced a great show in the Midlands, in Birmingham. Our concept of the Magnificent Seven rides again. And we've got great fights on there, great competitive fights.
Do you think this is the best one of the lot?
Potentially, it definitely could be. I mean, they're really good 50-50 fights all the way through. A rematch in there, which was a draw last time out, which is a lot of people had views on that fight, but I think it's going to be a brilliant fight, and it was a contender, it still is a contender for domestic fight of the year.
And is that your favourite fight, or?
No, I've got to tell you, all the fights on there. I mean, I love the Liam Davis and Shabazz Masood fight. I think that's a cracker. You know, Liam, since he's been with us, has won the British, Commonwealth, European and the IBO title. And he's looked better and better in every fight. So I look at him as one of the most improved and one of the best young fighters in the world. And he's in with a guy who beat him twice as an amateur, who's also undefeated. So it's going to be great.
So obviously, Shabazz Masood, a matchroom fighter, has Turkey Al Sheikh, bringing you and Eddie Hearn together. Like, talk me through. Has it made it a lot easier now, to bring these fights off, aside from the Riyadh season ones, just have a better working relationship? It's
working really well. We're all happy, and the fights are happening. We've got a couple of our guys, for example, fighting on their shows. Zorro's out against their man. So yes, this is what it's all about. This is about delivering.
So obviously we've got the 5v5 next week. Are you and Eddie all friends, or is there still that little bit not hatred, but
it's not hatred. We're in a business together. We're competitive, and it's a competitive. There's no more competitive business than ours, is there? Because it's so final. They have a fight, there's a winner and a loser. It's not, we'll play a game next week and see if we get another 3 points or play another round of golf. It is what it is. It's tough business. And we're passionate about our respective businesses and our boxers. And I'm sure next week there's going to be there'll be a bit of edge to both of us, no doubt about that.
And I spoke to Eddie Hearn. He said he feels like he's going to win. It's going to be a whitewash. Well, how do you think it's going to go?
I think it's going to be a whitewash, but in our favour. But we're giving him a rematch.
Are the talks already in place for a second 5v5?
Sorry?
Are there talks in place for another 5v5?
It's a great concept, and I'm sure down the road we'll be doing more, no doubt about that.
One thing I'd be interested in, if you and Eddie, both in your respective primes, who do you think would win in a fight between you guys?
Me.
Stoppage?
Definitely.
Do you have a bit of boxing background?
No.
But I feel like that would be a pay-per-view. I think that would sell out.
It would sell out. Don't worry about it, especially the way we would promote it.
So obviously another fight, there's a massive, obviously one of the biggest fights of the century of the weekend, Fury versus Usyk. How did you score that fight? I
had Tyson just winning it, but I've watched it back and I can see, I've not complained about the result. The result is how it is, and it's two great fighters in there and a great fight. What I think about it is irrelevant. It's the fact that the result is what it is, and it was a fabulous, epic battle between two top-class gladiators. The two best heavyweights in the world fought each other. They didn't leave nothing in that ring. You went back to the dressing rooms after, and I went to both dressing rooms. These guys did not leave anything there. They give everything they could do. And Tyson, because obviously I work with Tyson, how he came back from that 9th round, I do not know, but that tells you a lot about him. And he won the last round.
I feel like, a little bit more on that 9th round. You say, how could he come back? When you're watching that, were you thinking it could be over, or did you know Tyson and feel like he's going to power through? I've
got to be honest, it's the 6th round. I generally thought in the 6th round that Tyson was going to stop Usyk. I thought one more round and he'd do it. And he came out, he caught him with that tremendous uppercut, and he definitely hurt him. But look, it is what it is.
Is the rematch confirmed? Is that definitely going to happen in October?
It's confirmed before they fought. It's in their contracts.
But is that so? Is it not a case of someone has to trigger it, or was it just no matter?
Tyson triggered it. He said that he wanted the rematch. It's done.
And have you spoke to Tyson? How's he feeling? Is he motivated? Is he down?
He's very disappointed. He felt he won it. He's not complained about it. I've probably moaned more than anybody. He's not complained about it. He's been very philosophical, and he just said, "Get the rematch on, and I'll show everybody, what I will do."
And how do you think? Was Tyson 100% coming into this fight? Do you know of any injuries or anything?
No injuries, nothing. And he trained very hard. He was in a long camp. May have been being in that camp but then again, Usyk was both. They both were in long camp. So what one did, the other did.
And if Tyson was fully fit in this fight, how do you expect the rematch in October to have a different result?
Well, I think we're going to see what the fight's taken out of both of them, because it took a lot out of both of them, not Tyson and that, not that, also out of Alexandrov. He was, he'd done everything he can, and I didn't say that he had his jaw broken. I said I was in the room when the doctor actually said to go to hospital because he had a problem with his jaw and they felt it might be broken for a CT scan. How can I say his jaw's broken without having a CT scan? And what it turned out to be, according to his manager, Igis, I see at the airport the next day, was that he had an impacted implant. He's got an implant and it impacted into his jaw and he was getting tremendous pain from it.
And so, are you confident that Tyson does get the victory in the rematch then in October?
Say that again?
I said, are you confident Tyson gets the victory in the rematch?
I believe there'll be both boxers to go away and study that, and we'll see. I tell you, you will get in October. You get another great fight. It'll be bigger than the first one.
Definitely. And another show that is due to be announced in a short while, Derek Chisora versus Joyce. What a fight! How's that come together? Who was the one who suggested that?
Well, he's been driving me crazy for a fight, Derek, and Joe's coming out, and we thought about it, and we thought about how you would, these two guys, getting them together, it's really his last chance saloon. One of them will go on and obviously have other fights and try and get himself back into the big picture again. And the loser, it's all over. That's it. Derek's fighting for his career, and Joe the same. Neither of them can afford to lose. And let's get it right. But I have in the past advised Derek to retire, but he wants to fight. And if he wants to fight, then he's fighting Joe. He's getting very well paid for it, and it's a great fight.
And obviously, Joe Joyce, I feel like there was a lot of momentum behind him before those two losses to Zilizang. He was on the cusp of a world title fight. Is he motivated, to get his spot back there, to have a shot at...
He's motivated, because if he's not motivated, then he'll get beat. So he better be motivated, because that'll be the end of it. And
I know it's going to be hard to push you for a victor of this fight, but how do you feel like the fight's going to go? I feel like, for me personally, I feel like it's going to be, proper old school war.
You've got that right. It will be. It will be. It will be. Neither of these guys, again, leave anything in the ring, and they won't do. But it's going to be quite interesting.
Thank you very much for your time, Frank.
Pleasure, young man. Be good.